Welcome. Thousands of Africans on earth today proclaim to be black Hebrew Israelites. They adhere to a text they assume is ancient. Even so, their religion is a brand of European Judaism. They may wanna call it Ivri faith, with claim of it being really more Jewish than Jews, but their steps leads them into Babylonian Judaism. We'll demonstrate that later, but today here on we want to prove that if they dare take a few more steps, not by way of the alphabet only and phraseology they promote, but by way of being honest geographically, they will learn that the source of their so-called Hebrew alphabet is still on stones of Africa. My religion is Kamitics. Ubuntu Maati. Consciousness is my spiritual. We have clearly demonstrated in a number of videos with evidence and the proof that the source documents of the Hebrew stories is written in Africa and they're written on stones, and very few people dare to want to read it due to deception. You have to watch our video, still written on stones, the plain origins of the African Bible, and it's quite clear that what we want to do today is to show the transliteration that of the original Hebrew that is used by Hebrew Israelites in their explanations, that its source again is from Africa. The phraseology may be theirs and may be based on erroneous philology or philological studies or philological interpretation, but the source is again in Africa. The majority of Bantus now subscribing to this Hebrew Israelite doctrine use religious words like yhwh, Yahweh, and they claim that they are the original and far superior than the other Hebrews from Khazaria. Since they hate Pharaoh and everything African or Hamite, it's unfortunate that by so doing they end up defaulting and they follow a Babylonian religion which is not the original. If they were to search a little bit and make a few honest researches, they would know that the script they are following, the so-called Paleo or Proto-Hebrew, which is supposedly have been used to write their script, is not original. The Paleo-Hebraic symbols comes out as a system with a mechanical translation that derives from it, but it is based on hearsay with zero philological proofs. What script then did Moses use to write the Torah? If the Torah, as they teach us, or as it claims was written by Moses, or some of it written by Moses, what alphabet did he use? Did he use Proto-Hebrew? Are there any original text in Proto-Hebrew? You should never forget to mention that the same Moses you talk about learned in Africa. So, is there proof then that the original Hebrew alphabet was plagiarized from an African source? Original alphabet of the Ten Commandments, that's as they say here. But there's more proof, there's more shocking proof here. Because the Hebrews that we are talking about came yesterday, when we talk of 100,000 years ago. They came only 1,500 years BCE, a few years back. So we can never ever claim that kind of heritage and throw away hundreds of thousands of years of existence in the mother continent. So think about that and consider that. And it's fortunate that the language we are talking about today, where this Proto-Hebrew and all so forth came, is also provable. We have told you about the video. There it is. Here is the proof. Africa developed the first alphabet, about 6 of them, thousands of years before Hebrews ever walked the earth. There was only race then, only one race, the black race, all over the earth when this language was developed. Here is the proof from Aztec comics. This infographic shows 57 languages, different scripts that descended from ancient African language called Egyptian hieroglyphics, which was one of the 6 that were developed in Africa. So the Proto-Semitic came from that. If ever the Hebrew Israelite can move from that, go back one step there, then they will have to study everything fresh and everything new, and their doctrines will cease from being Babylonian to being original, because this is what is black. It uses African glyphs. So out of Egyptian hieroglyphics, you get this Proto-Semitic and then Phoenician, and it is out of the Phoenician now. That's why they all stop there, that you get the branches that went into Aramaic. So if you want to study the Torah, the best brand of Torah, you have to read and understand Aramaic script. And out of Aramaic, that's where you get the Brahimi and the Tamil and the Palava and all the Chinese, Sinhalese, Japanese came, and you can come back again to hieroglyphics. So out of the Phoenician, you get the Greek, and it is out of the Greek alphabet that you get the Coptic, Armenian, and out of the Greek alphabet, Cyrillic, Etruscan, and out of the Etruscan, that's when you get your Latin, which is now what we are using, the ABCD. All this is Latin, what we are using now. So this is the truth. This is the fact. And the fact that we are demonstrating here is that you just need to move a little step back into your history and accept that into your home. The Jews did not develop any alphabet at all. Theirs, like many others, including the Chinese, the Japanese, were plagiarized from Africa and is still written on stones. Let us realize that hieroglyphics is the mother alphabet. And prior to hieroglyphics, the ancient parental are the Meroitic, the Bildi, and the many other symbolic languages found in the southern part of ancient Hamit. So from the book by Mesod and Roger Saba, which was translated from the French, Secrets of the Exodus, we learn that the Hebrew alphabet is still written on stones of Africa, and it's given proof of how they then developed the Hebrew alphabet from hieroglyphics. This has never been done. The scholars want to say Semitic. They want they are trying by all means to give the Hebrews, so-called Hebrews, who are Europeans, the Khazarian, as people that originated this writing. They did not. They simply changed hieroglyphics to their shape, just like the Greeks, the Phoenicians, and many others, as we have demonstrated. So if you can read hieroglyphic language today, you are home and dry. Unfortunately, hieroglyphics takes 10 years to study, to master it. I'm now in my 7th year. It's complex. It's not as easy as they tell you. To learn Hebrew, to learn all these other languages, it's just the weeks. That's it. You only need to learn 22 letters. That's it. And for hieroglyphics, it takes 10 years. Ask any reputable scholar. So the Aleph was copied from the serpent rear above Horus from the Ankh, like that. Aden or Adonai. Right? This is R, A or I. And this is D or T. And this is N, and that means Ra. That's Aman. And the birth is just like that. So this is the birth, the interior of the divinity in the world that was created by the divinity. Right? Exactly like that. The cave. And the Gimel is the reed with the 2 feet, the symbol of Pharaoh. Right? This was developed during Akhenaton's time. Again, the Dalet is the hieroglyphic of God or Adonai. That is it. There it is. Daleth, God, copied from ancient hieroglyphics. The He represents the divine breath. The number 5 are the 5 names of Pharaoh. the hieroglyphic of the great divine. And the Vav is the horned serpent, viper, and the fiery door of the temple, Hamitic temple. So they just lifted this and turned it up, and then you get your Y or Vav or V, just like that. Same, Zayin is the scepter of Ptah. There's Ptah. There's Zayin there. Right? Again, there. More proof. Resh, the Egyptian divinity, African divinity. Shin is the field of reeds linked to the creation of trees and plants. In ancient Hamit, 3 shins to the hymn of Aton, the tomb of Aye. Aye is where you get Yahweh or yhwh. You want to call Yahweh. It's Aye. It's a man who walked the earth. And the Hebrew shin, it came from African writing of the reeds, like that. Shin from the Habakkuk papyrus in the Dead Sea Scrolls. That is proof. It came from the reeds. Him to Aton or Adon or Adonai. Quite obvious and straightforward. So the letter Beth has not been changed at all from its Egyptian homologue, like that, right? It's the Ba, soul or spirit of a person. That's where you get Ba, Ntu, the thing, Ba, the spirit. Let's read about it a little bit. The letter Beth has not been transformed from its Egyptian homologue. Its form is identical in ancient Egyptian and Hebrew. Its perfect analog is found in the double cartouche of Aten, in which it figures 4 times after the Re signs, shown 6 times. These 2 signs express the preposition in, and by extension, inside or within or of. So your spirit is inside your flesh, blood, and bones, right? The scholar Fabre de Oliver says the Beth is the hieroglyphic of interior action. The Beth, accompanied by Aleph, Ba, is a symbol of power and image of continuity, and the root verb to come, or to come to a central point. A central point being the two, being the flesh, bones, and blood, where the Ba lives, where it lives. And the way after death, the Ba comes out, and departure of the soul toward the other world in the form of the Ba bed. The bed, this bed represents the spirit, means flight, means moving out, defying all the walking, the energies, and all the soul. That's why they say Olam Ba, the world to come. That's a Hebrew borrowed from ancient Hamit. Again, from the secrets of the Exodus, it was the same in ancient Hamit, according to Christian Jack. The text of the pyramids affirm in a clear fashion the reality of a unique divine power inaccessible to the human spirit, great divine whose name is unknown. That's what we have been teaching again and again for the last 4 years. The hieroglyphic sign is graphically identical. Its translation, the great divine or great God, for those that want to hear this word, is extremely close to the symbol of the Hebrew He. So it's the other way. They copied it. There. This is again the great, and this is the Egyptian divine. It's the hieroglyphic meaning of the great divine shown here, which is same. They borrowed it. So there again are the explanations. Now the answer to the question. The answer is so simple here. Yes, it's just one step, and they are back home. Because of the teachings, Hamitic case teachings, that we sold them into slavery teachings, makes them lose that move. The Holy Land and the book of coming forth by day predates Israel by thousands of years, predates the Torah by thousands of years. Even the Torah itself claims that Moses learned in Egypt. There. So why can't you come back home and start again to learn from the mother tongue still written on stones? Is the Hebrew alphabet still on stones of Africa? Yes. It is waiting for you and me to reread it for our benefit. Unfortunately, many current Hebrew Israelites and their teachings and beliefs will remove them from their own identity and awakened Ubuntu Ma'ati, which is their identity. Many of us now have already embarked on this awesome restoration journey, and we are finding excitement and challenges. If you think this is worth pursuing and you want to learn more, get in touch and send us your email to join@marifado.com. This preacher Rabbi Elem Tumizulu saying, have a good day. Thank you. Tatenda Siabo.